Do the boob boob. Oh, hello, folks. Whoa, what's this terrible camera quality? Listen. It. I'm on my laptop. I'm hanging out with my dog. We'll probably get her in here if you're interested. Uh, but something just happened, and it was a demurrer filed by Mr. Jose Maria DeCastro, otherwise known as Delete Lawz, otherwise known as plaintiff in the case in which he is suing me and other people. But his demurrer is filed. He also filed some other stuff, which I'm not going to talk about because I'm working on that. But oh boy, I don't even know where to begin with this. I've read sort of the first part. I very quickly skimmed the rest of it, and I was like, I gotta do this. I'm going to do this anyway. I might as well do it publicly so you guys can just hear my thoughts on it, because I feel like Mr. Castro might need all the help he can get as to understanding how the old brain here works. And maybe he can take some tips, some ideas, some tricks, and apply it to his own way of thinking. Or not. I mean, it's entirely up to him. So, hi everyone. Normal stuff will apply as far as the 10 minutes. We're just going to wait for 10 minutes so that people can gather in. This is an unannounced stream. It's not my normal time for doing this sort of thing. And we can just do that. It's also nice to have like a screen here, so I don't have to have like in the distance or off to the side where I'm just peering like, oh, who's going? What's that? What are these people saying? It's just nice having it in front of me. I'm not going to be showing it just because it's on my laptop. I don't have it all set up. I don't have like extra buttons and finagly doodads. So, yeah. Apologies for the quality. I know it's not great. Is it a laundry room stream? It's actually a closet stream. This is where Penny, when she's around, usually hangs out. And so I was hanging out with her, tippity-tappeting on my laptop. I was just like, you know what? Since I have her, might as well keep her here, keep me here so we can say hi. Paul, hey, thank you so much. Says Super Chat to annoy decastrate. He has a brain. Well, I mean, medical professionals say yes. Okay, lady. Some people might say otherwise. You want to come here? You want to say hi to everybody? You want to not touch all the buttons? Come here. Come here. Come here. Do you want to show your face? You don't want to show your face. Sit. Sit. Oh, she was sleeping, and now she's like, "Ow, what do you want me?" Oh, there you are. Hello. There's a dog here. Do you want to come here? Yeah. Almost. There's a shadow. Oh, okay, lady. I also using my phone here for light. It's kind of dark in here. Don't mind me. But hi everyone. The light in the dark. Ooh, it's not black actually. It's blue. It's like a nice calming blue. I like it. It's a good color. Anyway. Oh, there's a big stretch. It's a big stretch. Yeah, okay. Okay, no. No. Hold on. There she is. Yeah. Just, no, okay. Don't be pressing my buttons there. She's just going to hang out next to me. Oh, Cyan Rose. What kind of dog? Okay, there she is. There she is. I can't get her too close to the computer. She might just shut this entire thing down. Let me give you some information for those of you who haven't seen the videos about my response to the complaint filed against me and served to me on 25th of March of this year. It's not the prettiest complaint. I'm certain there are some issues. But it is factual. It is based on things I believe or know to be true. Unfortunately, I cut a lot of it out because I was like, wow, this is way too long. And so originally it was... I used this in Welsh's stream. It was a lazy river of information guiding you along the facts, bringing something up which led to this, which explained this, and just Oh, it was so delightful. And then I had to remove a ton of it. And unfortunately, that made it more like an uncomfortable rapids where you're sort of just being bounced around. Like, I'm still going in the same direction, but it's not as enjoyable. So, it's not the best. I believe that it is better than anything our boy, Mr. DeCastro, our friend. I'm not using boy as a derogatory thing at all. I feel like friend's too strong, though. The boy, like, ya boy, not like, boy, get off my lawn, if that makes sense. I know he has misconstrued what I mean when I say boy in the past, so I just want to clarify that for his benefit. She's got hair all over my laptop. And slobber. She's not usually slobbery, but she shakes her head too close to you. Very distracting. Team Skeptic is live. Oh, well, that's good. Good to have him back doing the live stuff. Also, thank you again, Paul. Where are we at? We're at 6 minutes now. Roseanne, we're not going trolling. I did not know he was live. It's just that this is when I saw this. Don't go harass the poor guy. He has enough on his plate. A lot of the stuff that's on his plate is his own fault. But he can dismiss me from the lawsuit at any time. It's fine. I used to write reports professionally, so I have no problem putting things on a piece of paper. I'm not saying it's going to be formatted perfectly or to the courts, whatever, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm trying to do it right. He has made some complaints about that, though. Chili wants his service costs refunded. That's a future thing. That's maybe tomorrow, the next day. So, DCW says, funny thing is, Chili wants almost the same amount of money from Blue Bacon that he owes from his Apple Valley ticket. Was Mav here? Uh-oh. Oh, hi, Mav. Just a quick little thing. We're probably not going to do this for too long. Pants, appreciate it. I'll accept it. Welsh News is live and covering Chili's life. Look, I mean, this will be here. This isn't going to be the most exciting thing on YouTube at the moment, by any means. Feel free to come back. Oh, Hitchbot. No, sorry. I was saying that Team Skeptic is doing lives again. Is he still doing a live? Oh, no, it's fine. I'll leave him alone. I'll grab the next one. I just meant don't go over to. I thought someone was saying Chili's live right now, which they may have been saying. If they were saying that, the idea was don't go and harass Chili. Also, Sork Master, he calls for damages. He admits troll channels bring him subs. Yeah, that was part of my memorandum of points and authorities. I slipped some things in there that are relevant, but are definitely going to be more useful down the road potentially. You gotta think future brain. You gotta plan ahead, and I'm trying to. And we're gonna see how badly it screws me over. If I don't get this dismissed before a trial, I'm gonna get an attorney. I don't know too much about what I'm doing right now. I definitely don't know much about how to do things in an actual trial. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna get that far though. Team is still going. Well, he usually does pretty long streams. If this doesn't go on for that long, I'll probably pop over there. Mitch Norris. Hey, where's the studio? Until he didn't win a lawsuit and take your studio, did he? He did. No, he didn't. No, this is just the closet that my dog likes to live in. So I was hanging out with her and doing some writing. And then I saw that there was a response to my response, to my answer. And I was like, you know what? We're just doing this here. We're doing this here, right? Because people want to see you. They can't see you very well. But okay. No. Hi. Yeah. But, okay. You're good? You're going to... Okay. It's you too. I think she wants to go outside, but she wants to bork at people. Yeah, there it is. What? Are people outside and you want to bork at them? Is that it? You can... Yeah, Penny's right there. She's just doing a big old stretch. All right, are we at 10 minutes? We're close enough, 10 minutes. All right. Okay, so I filed an answer to Mr. DeCastro's lawsuit. There was a lot. And before we go into it, I'm going to go let Penny outside and bring it back in. Give me a second. All right. Trapped. Things hanging out there because she wants to bork at people. And so I'm letting her screw off the process servers, Washington Demurrer, thanks so much. As always, you have my support and respect. Well, thank you. Is it the Demurrer to the Demurrer? Yes. Yes, it is. Did I miss anything else? Well, no music because I don't have all my stuffs. But did I miss anything? Not too much craziness. You can hear her. All right. She'll be fine. If she eats anybody, we'll know. So I found my answer. It wasn't as pretty as it could have been, but I feel like it was good enough. What's that movie? Red Dawn? No. Where the United States invaded and you have like a bunch of teenagers who defend the country. I don't know. It feels like that. It's like I'm doing it. It's working. We hope, but it's certainly not as professional as a professional. So, is it Red Dawn? Someone in the chat will say it. There'll be a delay. What we are going to do is we're just going to read his response, and I'm probably going to just spend most of this laughing at all of it. We'll find out. All right. So, we have the response by Red Dawn. It's Red Dawn. We have a response. Notice of hearing on Demurrer. Basically saying that he has scheduled a time to have this hearing. He's given me notice. Ooh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Says, notice is hereby given that plaintiff, Jose DeCastro, plaintiff, Demurrer, which is set forth below, to defendant Michael Paratini's answer, and Demurrer, answer, files Demurrer with motions of strike, CCP 430.10, and memorandum of points and authorities on April 21st, 2023, has been set for hearing on June 27th, 2023, on 8:30 a.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter may be heard in the courtroom of Department O, being above entitled court. I believe it's the above titled court. Maybe it's above entitled. I don't know. Is the P Barnes going to work? The P Barnes is not going to work. I don't have any of my special things set up. Let me see if I can make that happen. It might work now. If it doesn't, I'll just sing it. Also, thank you, Math. Our Lord and Savior, Taser Daddy, P. Barnes. There, I did it terribly for you. Just for you. Excuse me. The dog hair in the air. Paul, thank you so much. Says, hi, Welsh, to Right Blue. Let us know what we can do. Oh, you. All right. So, when I attempted to get a date to have my answer heard, it didn't give me a date prior to August 1st. So it amuses me that he got, and maybe it's because I had like motion to strike in there, and so they had to send it back a little bit. He got a court date to demur to my answer prior to my answer being heard. I feel like he could have just filed this demur and said, I'll address it on the already scheduled date. But You'll find out if we get to do this earlier. I'm very cool with that. I have no problem with that. On to the reading. That's right, Mitch. That's right. But plaintiff demurs to the answer on each of the grounds set forth below. If you don't know what a demur is, basically saying, like, and what's the point? Like, why would you even address that? Like, it's not relevant. It's not this. It isn't that. It's not true. Well, I don't know. It essentially says, like, the material facts stated may be correct, but it isn't stated in a way that actually has any merit to the case, if I am remembering this correctly. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, folks. Don't take this as legal advice. Don't use me for your lawsuits. I was a professional. I was trained and experienced in writing criminal investigation reports that went to prosecution, but I don't know that much about what the prosecution did with it afterwards. So now we're sort of trial by firing this whole thing. Let's see. All right. Plaintiff's demur to answer and demur of defendant Michael Pertini. That's this guy right here. Oh, goodness. I feel like I remember seeing that demur had to be separate paragraphs with each demur. I'll have to check that. Listen, I'm probably going to be pretty chill with his format, because I know that my format's probably going to want a pretty similar treatment. We'll get to that. It's going to be relevant in a second. All right. Plaintiff demurs to the entire answer under Code of Civil Procedure 430.20b. 20b? Okay. Because the objection allegations of the entire answer are uncertain, ambiguous, and unintelligible. Now, I'm just going to assume that he has the right code cited, because I don't have them all memorized. So if that's an issue, okay, whatever. But uncertain, ambiguous, and unintelligible is something. I think I actually called him out for that as well. Or maybe I took that out. I initially did. It might still be in my answer. But the reason he claims is that I generally misunderstand that plaintiff alleges that all claims apply to all defendants under the doctrine of agency. Okay, here's the thing. So, I was named as a defendant on March 14th, I believe. Prior to that, I wasn't named at all. It was just agents of Peter. Once he amended his complaint, added me to the complaint, added a few other things, he named me twice. Once was because I allegedly, and this is incorrect, and he knows this is incorrect, which will become relevant, he alleges that I'm responsible for the video in which Kate Peter stated that he had sold GHB. He also claimed that I was responsible for the title of it. It's working. Oh, no, it's working. Sorry. It's over there. It doesn't exist in real space. It's also very large. We're going to fix that. I saw that hitch pot. I'm going to get to it. I saw it. No. Yeah, so he named me in two things. One, that I was responsible for a thing that I was in no way responsible for. And two, I had sent him harassing emails forged to look like they came from a court, which also, that is absolutely false, and he knows it's false. And then what he's doing here is being like, listen, defendant Pertini doesn't understand the doctrine of agency. Well, cool, even if you're claiming that I'm an agent of defendant Peter and therefore responsible, which is, I believe, what he's attempting to do, the burden of proof is still on you. And I get it, this isn't the place necessarily to be, like, throwing all of it down, but bare minimum, dude. I can't be like, the President of the United States is an agent of Blandino. And therefore, because people were acting on behalf of Blandino when he was committing crimes, the President is responsible. I have to show something that says the President is responsible. At the very least, I can challenge it and say, well, there's nothing in here that even, like, alleges my involvement. It's just like a general, people maybe did a thing, and maybe this guy's part of it. But at no point does he ever establish how I am connected in any way. So that's really what I was challenging, was, buddy, you named me on two things, and they don't count. Everything else, you have not tied me to it in any way with anything that can be construed as a statement of fact. Nothing. There is nothing to support it. And maybe the demurrer will not be sustained on my part, and they'll be like, no, he can still move forward. That's okay. Sure. I mean, that's fine. We'll keep going. This isn't my only thing that I'm going to be doing in this case by any means. And then if it does go to a trial, I'm going to win because he doesn't have evidence. Because there isn't evidence of it. Because it's not a real thing. And it's going to... Trial's not cheap. Anyway, I'm not trying to threaten him with the cost of a lawsuit, unlike what he has done with me. I'm just saying that he's wrong. Anyway, let's keep going. Actually, first, let's read what Hitchbot said. Hitchbot, thank you so much, by the way, says, so you are saying this is legal advice and we should absolutely follow it to the letter? Got it. No. But thank you. All right, what's next? This one's, I think, my favorite one. Paratini generally misunderstands that the factual allegations by plaintiff in the complaint must be considered true at this point. Why? No. No. You said I forged emails to look like they came from a court. That at no point has ever come close to the truth. Certainly not because time has elapsed. That will continue to always be false. So, no. No. Buddy, no. I'm not saying that another defendant didn't do a thing. I'm saying that I did not do that thing, and therefore I cannot be held responsible for it. So, bring something to the table, my guy. Goldfish cooking? Good choice. I will be your cooking audio today, this evening. Dice those carrots right now. Now, if you're dicing carrots. And Jassa says, Blue Bacon, he's stated multiple times he doesn't care if he wins, just that he costs you money. He has stated that. Spoilers. Ooh, I won't get into that just yet, but spoilers. Let me keep going. It's for public safety here. What's for public safety saying? I'm actually interested in following this, but y'all let me know when this idiot loses this case. If someone can let public safety know when Chili loses the case, feel free. Anyway. All right, what's next? Paratini generally misunderstands how to object in an answer and instead attempts to strike factual allegations. No, I struck a lot of allegations that were not factual at all. I did a lot of motions to strike. You can strike for more than just factual allegations. You can strike, non-factional, infactional, unfactual. You know what I'm trying to say. I motioned to strike a bunch of things for a bunch of reasons. There were a lot of motions to strike. I don't expect all of them to succeed, but I did not file any of them with the intent to waste anybody's time. I believe that everything that I filed a motion to strike has something wrong with it that is fairly fundamental. I'm trying to do the right thing here. I'm not an expert, not a lawyer. Hitchbot, not a lawyer. That's you. So yeah, let's see. All right, number 4. Paratini tries to allege facts without any declaration or knowledge and belief, and thinks that facts and allegations are points and authorities. No, I very clearly declared that I knew or believed things to be true. Just because I didn't say I declare that I know that all of this is true, I don't think is really gonna ruin what I've done here. Maybe. We'll find out. Also, that facts and allegations are points and authorities. So, points and authorities, my understanding is, this is how I did it, so I sure hope this is correct. You have the points, which is sort of an expanded list of what you're discussing. So your motion is like, here's the little bit, like, this happened, boom, this is why this needs to happen. Boom, boom, all right. And then we'll discuss the rest of this in the points and authorities. So that's the points. That's my understanding. Could be wrong. That could be entirely wrong. But it's filed as that, and we'll address that if it becomes an issue. The authorities, my understanding, is if you reference a case, especially if it's not within the state or federal district or whatever that the case is happening in, you list the cases so that they can be reviewed prior to this stuff conveniently. I'm just trying to make this easy and convenient for him. So, I don't know. Andre, hey, it's good to have you here. Welcome to the parties. It's been away for a bit and come back to see Chili has been stirring the pot. Whoa, WTF? Anything Chili says, just another grift. Hey, you said it, not me. Blue Bacon, you have the truth on your side. I do. I have a lot of truth on my side. I have so much stuff that I just have ready.
And come back to see Hot Pepper has been stirring the pot. WTF. Anything Hot Pepper says is just another grift. BB, you have the truth on your side. Thumbs
What
up,
did it?
clinking beer mugs.
Hot what? What did it just say? Did it say hot pepper? Because it sounded like hot crapper to me. I don't know. We're going to assume it was hot pepper. I definitely heard hot crapper, though. I got very confused. Yeah, sorry, there is an echo. There's going to be, because it's playing through the... do I have headphones? I don't have headphones. We'll turn it on the desktop audio so it shouldn't double up. Okay, it does say hot pepper. So it read as hot pepper because that's the emoji that was used. No, it's because I think I had the desktop audio set to play sound. And usually I have the sound that I hear go directly to headphones so it doesn't double up. But now it should be fixed. But yeah, no, I legitimately thought it was saying hot crapper. I'm like, did you somehow change how it reads that? What? Because I didn't. Oh no, now I'm going to look very foolish. Duh. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, enough distractions. Not enough distractions. How dare you? Where was I? I was here. Okay. Yeah. So I believe I have it correct. I sure hope so. I don't think it's really going to matter if it's not. We'll find out. Paratini misunderstands subject matter jurisdiction versus personal jurisdiction. No, I understand it. I think I understand it better than he does. It's just that his statements of jurisdiction, of why jurisdiction existed, were lies. They were based on lies. Saying, for example, I'm not saying all of it, but definitely the things I addressed. Well, it's there in the thing I filed. He said that he was within, or people were within the state of, or the county of Los Angeles for all things in the lawsuit. Or paraphrasing, this might not be the most accurate way of stating this, when in fact, no. And I established this very clearly as to, like, here are the things he said where he was not in California. Here are the things he said where nobody in this lawsuit was in California. And here are the things where neither of them were in the state of California. So if you're going to argue that the minimum contact has been met to establish jurisdiction, based on a statement that it all happened within California, you're going to have a really bad time. Now, there are ways to do this properly. He touched on it. He did not follow through with it as well as I would have. He came kind of close to getting it right. And then, you know? It's like, what did Russia do recently? They had a glide bomb they accidentally dropped on their own city. Because the release point was over the city, and the bomb had been retrofitted with wings that pop out once it's dropped, making it, instead of falling like this, it gets to glide like this. I might have these facts wrong, I sure hope not. But the wings apparently didn't pop out, so it didn't glide to the correct point, it just dropped. And it's like that. It's like Chili's has become a pilot of this bomber. He's been loaded up with the stuff. He's flying out to the mission, and he drops the bomb, and it hurts himself. It hurts his own people, right? Like that's kind of what this feels like. It's like, buddy, oh, you were so close, and now you're not. So, regardless, let's keep going. Paratini misunderstands that each cause of action includes allegations outside of that section of the document. Yeah, okay, so he's trying to say, well, he said that, because he said plaintiff against all defendants for every single cause of action, despite not naming all defendants in every cause of action. And so I believe what he's trying to do here is say, well, I named everyone because all of them are tied together somehow. Which again, he does not establish how that works. And how would that, like, with the cause for action, the sixth cause for action, I believe, is about Clement and the assault, which didn't actually happen the way that DeCastro stated. How are any of us related to that? Just because he's watched someone's YouTube channel, which isn't even mine. I don't know if he's seen any of my videos. I have no idea. I've never communicated with the guy, to my knowledge. How is that relevant to any of us? If he's trying to establish, well, everyone was doing these things which led on to this, which led to this, which led to this. I mean, it still wouldn't be a good argument. It'd be better than whatever he put out there. But he didn't make that argument. I've just made it for him. You're welcome, Chili. I know that you watch some of these, and I hope that I'm giving you some thoughts on the matter. Not advice. This isn't advice. Just thoughts. So the problem is he doesn't explain it. I'm sure it makes sense to him. I think I figured out what he means. I don't think he's stated it. I don't know if it's what he means because he does not clarify it, which is why I demurred to it in the first place. So I assume that's what that's about, and it's kind of embarrassing for him. Let's see. Paratini misunderstands the concept of defense listed as John Doe prior to discovery. It states it as a joinder issue. It doesn't cite any joinder subdivision of the rules. Yeah, I don't believe I did claim that it was a joinder issue at all. I don't believe that ever happened. I don't know how I challenged the John Doe thing. I know I'm going to be challenged the John Doe thing I don't want to say it's risky. There's a chance it won't succeed. But I'm filing in good faith. You'll see. Don't get ahead of me. We'll see. Oh, patience, people. Yeah, no, what? DeCastro, this is not an invitation to talk to me. You're not allowed to talk to me. I'll rephrase it. Mr. DeCastro doesn't understand how John Does work. And I'm going to make that very clear very soon. For a pretty specific thing. But it's going to make this a little embarrassing for him, I think. All of this should be embarrassing for him, but it's fine. Paratini uses, quote, in conformity with the laws of this state, end quote, 30 times. Yeah, I probably did. In his document, but never cites any of the laws. In general terms, it's a hot mess. I want to say, I love that he put it's a hot mess. Not because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get him for that. Just because I think it's hilarious. And it did make me laugh. I just saw that and went, that's what I want to put in every time I'm referring to his stuff in my responses. Every single paragraph, I want to put that at the end. Oh, thank you for becoming a member. And so the fact that you put that in there, it just delights me. Just delights me. So, some old dude, hey, thank you. Welcome to the Bacon Bits. Judy got this says, here's a hot take. He wants all these folks to pay him money to go away. They won't. Yeah, he made that pretty clear in communications to me, which, spoilers, should be hearing more about next month. We'll see. Let's keep going. All right, plaintiff demurs to the entire answer under Code of Civil Procedures 430.20, Section A, because the answer fails to deny the material allegations of the complaint and contains no new matter constituting an affirmative defense. No, that's absolutely false. What case did you quote that from? Just copy and pasted it? I denied the vast majority of the allegations. At least the ones that pertain to me, for sure. And then a bunch of ones that I suspected he might try to tie to me. Just because he's throwing stuff at a wall and I felt like I might get splashed. I denied a lot. Significant amounts. And it contains no new matter constituting an affirmative defense. I quoted him so many times. I removed so many quotes to make room for the ones I left in. I also had to remove the timestamps just for space. Oh, excuse me. Just for space. My throat seized up there for a second. So yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. And I think the court's going to be like, buddy, what? You definitely did. Let's see. Plaintiff praised that plaintiff's demur be sustained with leave to amend, and that Paratini be ordered to comply with the rules of this court, including providing his telephone number on his filing, conferring with plaintiff before amending the answer. Oh, I'm probably not going to amend jack diddly squat, except I might file a motion to the court being like, yeah, I'm not going to give him my phone number. I am supposed to put a phone number in there, except I have a protection order against him. There's no reason for him to ever contact me. He doesn't have an attorney that could contact me. There's no reason to put a phone number on there. The court has my number. So I'm going to file a motion saying, hey, court, here's the thing. Do I have to? Do I really? Given these circumstances and the fact that I didn't include it for good cause, and which I am showing here, how about we don't do that? Now, Matt DeCastro, we don't know who he is, emailed me yesterday, being like, "Give us your phone number, or else we'll file tomorrow, and we'll never, confer about this like we're supposed to." Probably doesn't sound like that. That's not what he wrote. What he wrote is actually what I wrote is amazing. What he wrote is just an embarrassment and maybe indicative of some much bigger problems for Chile. You're looking into it. Mostly me. And then I'm reaching out to people being like, how close am I to being right about this? I can't. Oh, spoilers, folks. There's so much. That I don't want to reveal just yet. I'm so sorry as I just ramble and waste time here during the stream. The problem, there's so much I want to tell you. But, yeah, he just basically like, well, we're going to file if you don't give us his phone number. I'm like, I will give you your phone number if you agree that you are liable, if it is misused. If you explain, who are you, Matt? Like, you're not part of this case. Who are you? And also, if you consent to the call being recorded, and Mr. DeCastro, Jose DeCastro, does not talk to me. He's not allowed to talk to me. He's also not allowed to have you contact me on his behalf. You're not his attorney. And he's, I'm not doing this on his behalf. I have the authority to do this autonomously. And I will let him know what happened here. Like, I feel like y'all might get in trouble for this. Based on that and a few other things that were said. It doesn't look good. Keep it to myself, though. So, while plaintiff is patently, I feel like he means patiently, patently interested. Oh, no. Sorry, I misread. Patently is correct here. I read it as patiently waiting. I don't know. It doesn't matter how I did that. Patently interested in curing any defects in its complaint. There are too many issues with Parateen's answer that make it impossible to respond to. No, there are plenty of things you can respond to. For example, when I said that you lied about the emails sent to you being forged to look like they're from a court, you could have responded to that very easily. I don't think you took any time attempting to respond to it at all. That's not going to... Okay, fine. Don't do it then. That's fine. That's definitely something you could have responded to. But okay. All right. Memorandum of Points and Authorities. Does he have authorities? Oh, they're not separately listed. Judicial notice. I didn't even see this part. Oh, it just got fun, folks. All right. Special demur to the answer should be sustained because the answer is uncertain. It's not. Party against whom an answer has been filed may object. Oh, I see what he's doing. Yeah, okay, here's where he's given the codes and the statute, or the case law. Sure, okay. Yeah, no, that's probably appropriate. It's definitely probably more appropriate than how I did it. Although how I did it is something that I have seen done, so I'm probably not going to stop doing it. Jail to merge, an answer should be sustained because the answer fails to whatever. Denial of immaterial matter only. Failure to state defense. No, I definitely did. Also, I don't have to state a defense if there have been no valid claims made against me. Right, the burden of proof is on him. All of those things he listed that I just read out, like, buddy, the burden of proof is on you. You have not established the proof. You have not met that burden. Don't know what to tell you. Jazza! Oh, Jazza says, ooh, to break up the flow on this insane writing. I appreciate that. And Gur and Kiva, you did catch the live. Welcome to the party. I digress. Well, let me check something real quick. Boop, boop, doop, doop, boop. Oh, some old dude gifted memberships? Some old dude, hey, thank you for gifting memberships. I didn't catch that part. Thank you so much. All right. Conclusion. Based on the foregoing, plaintiff respectfully requests that this court sustain Pertine's answer with leave to amend. I like that he's just like, yeah, let them keep it. But give him leave to amend. I'm probably not going to amend it. That's fine. And that Pertine be ordered to comply with the rules of this court, including providing his telephone number on his filing and conferring with plaintiff before amending his answer. I'm not going to confer with him because there's a protection order in place. He's not allowed to speak to me by criminal law. Like, this is a civil thing, that's criminal law. Hitchbot says, can you use a $2 burner phone number? I can, but he's not allowed to speak to me in the first place. There's no reason to put a number on there. There's no... I mean, should I have asked the court to be like, hey, so I'm not doing this thing? Yes, I should have. I was just like so focused on the other important stuff that I forgot to put in a thing being like, hey, do you mind? So I'm going to file a thing being like, hey, do you mind? So hopefully that happens before all of this. And if the California court's like, yeah, you're going to have to do it, there's a good chance I'm going to contact an attorney here in Washington to be like, hold on a second. Is this right? How does this work here? How would it work there? There's a very good chance. And I'll file a motion to recover costs. We'll see. So, excuse me. Was the call a violation? Well, he hasn't called me, because I didn't give him my number. I told Matt, who's acting on his behalf, probably illegally, he can give me a number, or I will give a number if they consent to doing this in a manner that is not going to violate the law. That's all I wanted. That's just like, look, we will do this, absolutely. You just have to agree that this will be recorded, and that you understand that, and that you are liable if this number is released, because that's what's happened with my personal information before, and that he's not going to talk to me. I will let you talk to me, but not him. Wait. Dr. Nimron says, I may have missed your answer, but where's the limit to somebody filing a lawsuit successfully? Are they going to stop Chile? I think it's 5 and 7 years in California. 5 losses in 7 years. It's definitely more complicated than that, but that's the thing. VG says, did the protection order stop both parties? No. It does state, though, that if I contact him first, his responding to my contact could still be a violation of the protection order on his part. I cannot violate my own protection order. And even if I attempt to get him to violate it, that may still be sustained as a violation, even if I reach out first. There are limits to this that I'm aware of because I have investigated protection orders and whether or not they've been violated. The protection order itself, though, which he has, or he should have, definitely did have at some point, the protection order states that he is not allowed to contact me even if I contact him first, even if I initiate the communication. Cannot happen. The only exception is the service of court paperwork, essentially. A conference is not the service of paperwork. And the paperwork he has had to serve me, which is the summons, cannot be served by him, despite him saying that it was served by him. There are so many issues. And fortunately, yeah, what I filed may be a mess. I'm trying to not have it be a mess. I got other things to do in my life. I have, this can't be my entire life, and it won't be. So, sorry. But I believe I will be able to explain it very articulately to a judge when we have the hearing. I have no concern for that. So, let me see. All right. Paul, thank you so much. As he abuses the system with frivolous lawsuits. I would agree with that. I also share that opinion. And then we have words are hard. Declaration of meet and confer. Pertini phone number on his answer. You messed up there, bud. As required by California Rules of Court, Rule 2.111, Section 1, one of my assistants, did email Pertini without my direction. Clever of him. Asking Pertini to email me his phone number or to supplement his notice, instead of Paratini demanded conditions, including Paratini recording any calls and acceptance of liability if the number gets leaked. Those are not unreasonable, given the circumstances, even given zero circumstances at all. That is absolutely appropriate. I have a protection order against him. He has published my private information before. If I'm giving him more private information, I absolutely suspect that it will be misused. So no. If he doesn't intend to misuse it, there is no reason for him not to agree to that. If that number is not going to go anywhere other than right there, there is no reason for him not to agree with that. Also, agreeing to have the call recorded, why is that a problem? I assume he would also record the call. He should also record the call. It's what? Tell me I'm wrong here. Does that just make sense? I think it will to a judge. Anyway, Paratini doesn't understand his requirement to make his phone number public record for this action. Yeah, plaintiff doesn't understand that I have a protection order against him and he can't contact me. Yes, he just admitted a non-attorney contacted you. That's a violation. Except, and he's very clever about this, he says that his assistant did it without being directed to. So what that tells me is DeCastro made no attempt to contact me for this conference. That's weird. The conference has to be in person or by phone. But surely he could direct somebody. If he had directed somebody to do all of this, I wouldn't really have too much of I might make a fuss about it, but like, how else are you going to do it? He could probably contact the court and say, hey, court, can you send a message to him just to facilitate this? I would have been totally cool with that. But no, he made it, it would appear he made exactly zero attempt to contact me, which is appropriate because there's a protection order, but is inappropriate because he's supposed to make an attempt 5 days or more prior to filing a demurrer. So am I, but also I know because protection order. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make sense of something that does not make sense. I'm trying. It's going to be rough for him. It's fine. Certificate of service. Paratini's under mandatory acceptance of service by electronic means. This is true. I didn't receive a copy of it from. I don't know how I'm supposed to be receiving copies of this. Other people have copies of it and they sent it to me. So, all right. Then we have a request for judicial notice. Evidence Code Section 452 provides that judicial notice may be taken of, among other things, records of any court of the state and decisions and the decisional law of any state of the United States. Plaintiff Jose DeCastro hereby requests that this honorable court take judicial notice of the following, and then explains what a demurrer is. Specifically that these documents don't contain a motion and do contain an answer. Answer in an actual way is personal jurisdiction. Yeah, no, I'm saying that I have allowed the jurisdiction to take place because I've been personally served. I'm suggesting that what DeCastro has used to establish jurisdiction exists over everybody is false. And I object to the way he's done it. I will accept the personal jurisdiction in the context of he has personally served me. I would not accept that California has the right to hear or has jurisdiction to hear the majority of what he has stated or anything that he has stated against me. All I've basically done is accept that I am responsible to respond. Even having said that, he's failed to state a claim against or upon which relief can be granted. What I'm saying is not technically accurate. If that makes my jurisdictional thing is not actually exactly how it works. However, the way he has tried to claim jurisdiction exists in his complaint is definitely wrong. But to accomplish the things I intend to accomplish legally, ethically, morally, appropriately, I do have to allow myself to be inserted into this case. So I did make a general statement of like I reject the jurisdiction, just sort of as a, I might as well put it in there, because I pretty much do, and I'm only allowing myself to like be a part of this so I can stop him from ever doing this again. Because that makes sense. Against me, at the very least. Hopefully against other people. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And I might lose that one, and that's fine. I'm not going to win every single thing that I put in here. That's not the goal. It's not about the little battles. It's about the war. It's about the finality of what happens with this case. So, James K. Hey, I just appreciate you guys being here and listening to me rant. Because now I get to... I'm just talking out loud. I was going to do this anyway. And as I'm talking out loud, I'm just thinking of new things. It's very helpful. And you guys are here too. And you guys have some great ideas as well. Tina Slay, thank you so much for saying that. It says, your response was epic. My non-legal opinion, you stood up for all the defendants. It's not going to win me any prizes. It's not going to get me appointed to the Supreme Court, and it probably wouldn't get me a passing grade in law school. But it was true. It was accurate. It was factual. And it was a stand against him. Cool. I've no problem with that. I don't like bullies. Chili's a bully. Don't like him. And I have the opportunity, the means, and the motivation to do something about it within the confines of the law. So I feel like I'm kind of obligated to, because of how personally involved I am in all of this. Did I block Sean Hawkins? Not to my knowledge. What, like today? I haven't blocked anyone today. Didn't I see Sean? Oh, I don't know. Given recent news, I think I would have in the Supreme Court. I'm not saying that I like all the Supreme Court justices. I don't really know enough about them to formulate a very strong opinion about it. I would not make a good justice. I don't have nearly the experience or training for it. I do enjoy reading case law. It's difficult. Let me tell you, if you want to read case law, your first 10 cases that you read, it's going to be a struggle just to get through it. But once you start understanding the words that are being used, and the methods that things are being put down, and you don't have to like keep Googling what everything means. After maybe, I don't know, 10 cases, I'm just making up a number here, it starts to get easier. And then it gets easier and easier. And then you start to tie things together and go, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about because I've read this case. Or, yes, they're coming up with this reasoning because technically this is how this should be applied in a general sense, according to traditional, et cetera, et cetera. And it's great fun. It's great fun. Dr. Nimrod. Blue Bacon for president. I'd love to be president. I probably wouldn't. I probably hate it. It's a difficult job, my understanding. I also don't have the money to run. It's very expensive. Is Washington single-party consent recording? No, neither Washington nor California are single-party consent, unfortunately. Griff Kai says, others right, they're getting a lawyer is not a bad idea, at least a consult. Yes, I have a couple things I intend to consult with a lawyer about, if I feel it becomes necessary. So, yes. Consult, absolutely. Internet Jury says, I'm paralegal in the county with this file. He missed some important local rules. Joey did too. Public opinion is fine, but it doesn't fly in court. That's the problem. Yeah, we both missed some stuff. And I tried not to make it popular opinion. He stated this thing. Here's a quote by him from a video that says the exact opposite. Here are things he's stating have caused him harm, when in reality, it doesn't appear to be causing him harm based on what he said prior, which may not be an argument that's going to win, but he will have to address that because it is an argument. I've definitely made better arguments than that in the case. For example, the argument that I've never forged documents to look like a court to send to him. That's just an outright lie. He knows that's a lie. I also might have for perjury on one of his filings. It's not enough that I think anyone's going to go after it, but it's there. I have him. I can't go after it until something else happens. Well, I can. It just doesn't make sense to yet. It's the whole thing. Paul, thank you so much, says, can't get a lawyer from your job and let him mop the floor with him? No. Well, there are services that I have access to through the military, but because I'm not active duty while all this is happening, they can't devote too much to me. It's a very sort of basic, here's some forms type thing, and they're not in California. Well, they could contact someone in California. It doesn't make sense yet. As far as my civilian job, they initially offered to assist with some of it, and then legal said, no, that's a conflict of interest. Which is it? I don't know how that works, but okay. Yes. Also, Paul, thank you again. Says we should be understanding with Chili as a child he was rocked too close from the wall. Your opinion, not mine. Conspiracy music, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. What else do we have? I think we're caught up. Thomas, EG1, thank you so much for being a member. 6 months. Says start selling dartboards with Chilitos. Pick on it. I would never. That might be construed as harassing in some way, like a threat kind of a thing. Yes. Anyway. Internet Jerry says a lawyer would quash this super quickly for way less than the cost of a trial. Yes. But there's a very specific way that I want to do it. And to do that, I got to do some other things first. Well, I don't have to. But it benefits the defendants in the case if I do, based on my personal opinion. They have not contacted me or reached out to me and said, do things this way. But I suspect the actions that I intend to take on my behalf will also benefit them, and therefore there are certain exits that I'm walking right past, knowing that they exist. There are probably some I don't know exist, but I know for certain there are certain exits that I've walked right by. Saw the exit sign, went, not today. My exit's down the hallway to the left. So, he does have 2 warrants still active, to my knowledge. I've heard nothing about any of them being quashed. Yeah, Penny's barking. She wants back in. Should we let her... It's not that I want to embarrass him. It's that I want to stand up to him. Does that make sense? Chat, do you want Penny to come in? I can get Penny in there. All right, what else do we have in here? Bear teams waive personal jurisdiction in this action. Essentially, yes. To a degree, yes. By responding. Now, what I could have done is, file that Demurrer as a special motion, or I could have done a motion to quash in the first place based on a lot of things. I declined to do that, but I did challenge a bit of his jurisdiction that wasn't just personal jurisdiction. So, all right, bring Penny. I'm on it. Get my pillows I'm using to prop me up there. I tricked you. That's my spot. No. Wait, I messed up. I made a mistake. All right, Penny, come here. Come here, right there. Oh, there she is. Hi. Don't step on my thing here. Hi. Want to say hi to the people? Want to say hi? You don't want to say hi. You're just confused. Okay, you lie down. Thank you. The scriptures. These scriptures are for all of you. I assume that you'd want me to give her some scriptures, so these are from you to her. You say thank you. Whoa. Okay. You say thank you? No, I haven't taught her to speak because I don't want her to. So I don't know why I'm asking her. Okay, that was thank you. That counts. Penny is like 80 pounds. She is a monster. She's a half pit bull, half German Shepherd. She's like purebred half German Shepherd, and she's mostly pit on the other half with some Staffordshire Terrier. That sounds right. We think that a mix got into a breeding farm for um, German Shepherds, and then they're like, we don't want this. She was found wandering the streets, and we rescued her from the shelter, and she is obnoxious. Now, the problem with this breed is you really have to socialize them when they're young, and we got her past the puppy stage, and then it was a pandemic, so there was really no chance to socialize her. So she has a pretty big problem with resource guarding of me, uh, which is fine. Like a lot of borking. She's wonderful. She has no problem being by herself. She'll entertain herself. She's very clever, little sassy, which is fair. Dogs take after the owners, so owners take after the dogs, etc. But it's difficult to take her anywhere. We are working on correcting it, and she's doing very, very well. But yeah, this breed in particular has that issue. But yeah, she'll run forever, but she loves just laying down and chilling at the same time. But we try to keep her mentally stimulated, so that she's a happy pupper. And I take her on runs, and she takes me on runs. Yeah. So I met up with one of the viewers on Saturday, who's in the Seattle area. I won't say who it was unless they want me to. And I sprained my ankle, it turns out, doing that. That's my fault. That's not them at all. Not their fault at all. That was me being dumb. I was checking my GPS as I was running, because I'm like, oh man, like it takes forever to park. And I stepped right in a hole in the sidewalk, and full weight on the side of my foot, essentially. Uh, and I was like, okay, well that hurt. And the next day, I was just like, I'm struggling a little bit. Right now, I mean, there's still a little bit of pain, but I can definitely walk on it. So it wasn't like a serious strain, or sprain. But yeah. So I haven't taken you on a run for a few days. She's doing all right though. It's not like ain't nothing. No, okay, listen. No, listen. Nothing tore or anything. It was just it stretched the tendons around the ankle, and so they just need to, you elevate it, you put some ice on it, you're good to go. It's really not that bad. The following day, it was like, I probably shouldn't walk at all. Um, but I did mention it to you. I did say, like, oh man, like I misstepped when we out of the parking garage. And it definitely, the next day, I'm like, I'm gonna Google this. Well, it's really not that bad. I'm walking around just fine. Okay, I met up with Griff Guy. Griff Guy was in the area. Got dog hair in my mouth, and Griff Guy learned that I talk this much in person too. It was fun. It was really great. I enjoy meeting the peoples, the fans, the attendants of my thoughts and ideas. No, I'm just being ridiculous. There was dog hair in my mouth. Penny, hairy dog, obviously. But yeah, that's basically what he filed. He also filed, I know, I'm not touching you, giving all the scritches. Well, Griff Guy didn't know it was that bad at the time. I was just like, yeah, it's probably just a little thing. So he also filed a thing trying to get me to pay for his attempts at personal service. I will be filing hopefully tomorrow or the next day in response to that. That one's going to be fun. There's some. Oh, geez, she used to hit your head on the wall. Okay, remember when I said she was a smart girl? Now that she's gone. No, I'm kidding. She is. How are there almost 300 of you? This is like it's just another one of these boring little streams where I'm just talking to people. Not that I'm complaining. It's great to have you all here with this terrible quality footage. But Paul, thank you so much again. Paul, why are you spending all this money on me? I feel bad. It says, "Man, have some contacts with lawyers in California. You want me to ask?" I mean, I'm not ready to hire or pay for the service of a lawyer yet, but I'm not going to object to it if they have some thoughts on some things and want to reach out. What questions do I have right now? Oh no, there is a specific thing that I don't technically need, but it would be nice to know. If any of you are California attorneys or have a California attorney that wouldn't mind addressing this, I believe, based on what I've read, if you file a complaint and then you serve somebody, they have a certain amount of time to respond to that. Okay, I know. If you amend that complaint before the time to respond is up, based on what I've read, it would appear that you no longer have to respond to that first complaint. Once they serve you, you have 30 days to respond to the amended complaint. That's my understanding. I would like to know if I'm understanding that correctly. It's not hugely important. It's just one of many things that adds up into a thing, but it is not, the rest of the stuff is not dependent on this. Talk on YouTube. Hey, thank you so much. As I'm playing a game, listening, talk all you want. I will, as I always do. And Paul Berry, thanks so much for $2 super chat. Petting her belly. Don't mind me. Oh, okay. Ice Blade, I consider that just for the memes, just for the joke. I don't trust him to act in my best interest. Of course, we have a thing. But can't come to my chat. Doesn't know why. I also don't know why. Maybe there was a reason at one point. Maybe there wasn't. Let me check. We're basically, the stream's basically over at this point, folks. We went over the fun bits. Let me see if I can pull up a little something. Just hold a penny back. And I don't. Let's see. This might be it. Okay. Hey, I know. I'm not getting enough attention. Community? Let me just. Stop trying to get rid of us. That's right, John. Yeah, we're in social mode now, folks. That's right, Griff Kai. Lizard Breath says the way laws read, because you're out of state, says 30 days plus 10 for out of state. Yes. What is that? 10/13? Says because I'm out of state, I get an additional 10 days. Yeah, that feels right. Iceblade says, I think if he was willing to take the case on, he wouldn't screw you. He's too proud of his past and procedures to risk that. Risk that hit. I would agree with that. It's just that I think he'd be able to file it very correctly. I don't think he would understand the nuances of playing the long game. Not that I want to extend this any longer than it has to be, but the stuff I'm doing now is to set me up for the future, if that makes sense. Lawz says, I remember to represent you. Thank you all for that. So I probably won't do it, but we'll see. If things really start going south, maybe I'll consider it. All right, what am I looking for? Sean? Now this is the boring part. You are in this list. Did I put you here? We're going to find out there's a mistake. Sean, you should be able to respond now. I don't Don't know what happened. Maybe it was during the Kate thing. I don't know. If it was a mistake, I'll just put you back. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. Or if I did it. Someone else did it. So. Showing off 4 outlets. Yeah, that's right. All of the outlets. Lake County is out for different service rules. Oh, I'll check that out. Come say hi. Hi. Okay, you get to see the back of her head. Oh, cookies. Let them see an eyeball. There's an eyeball. You can see an eyeball. Penny, come here. Penny, come here. Look at me. Look at me. She's like, no, it's a bright light. Yeah, there she is. Sorry, Penny. Give me treats for that. Putting up with me. I put up with you. It's a two-way street, lady. Want to lay down? Do you want to lay down? Penny, lay down. There you go. Ask, tell, make. Hitchbot did it, of course. Wouldn't have had the ability to do it, but you did it. Can Kidro get a yeet? Yeet! There you go. There's a yeet. What are the outlets? So I don't have an answer to that question. I'm not the one who put them there. I mean, technically, I'm like half laying down, so it's. Let's see. Ugh. This is me more sitting up. You're basically at my head height. Make them easier to find. You know, you store stuff in a closet, put boxes up. You don't want them covering outlets. The question is, why do you put outlets in the closet? Put outlets wherever you want. I'm not going to judge people. I say more outlets, the better. Oh, Grifka, I might do it. Payne, do you want a treat? Do you want to go for a run? She doesn't. We don't use the word run in association with the run because we don't want her associating it with it. When I'm president, I'm going to mandate 4 outlets per wall. So there. Like you didn't know he was thrusting those outlets in our face. That's right. But hey, I think my favorite takeaway from this is his complaint that he can't call me. Was this all an excuse to get my phone number? I am in the closet. I'm in the closet, folks. Granite Beast would think so. Dr. Nimrod, hey, thank you so much. That's for treats for Penny, the good gore. Bork, bork. Bork, 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 bork. Bork, bork, bork. Bork, bork, bork. What are you doing? Bork, bork. Bork, bork, bork. Bork, bork. Bork, bork, bork. Bork, bork, bork. Really fun thing to do is cover yourself with a blanket, and she just like doesn't know what to do about it. Just sort of like blah, blah, blah. And then you grab her and she wrestles to the ground. She's just all confused. It's very fun. She might be terrified by it. I don't know, but I enjoy it. Paul, thanks so much. Just let me know your email. I'll send you an answer. It is sergeantbluebacon@gmail.com. That's SGTBLUEBACON@gmail.com. Hey. It is actually available on. You can find it on my YouTube page, on my like About Me. I think it doesn't show up if you are on mobile, but it should if you're on a computer. Yeah, you can't bark at them because I closed the door. Come here, Penny. Yes, thank you. Okay. It's Team Skeptic here. How's it going? I don't know if you've seen the filings. Also, I accidentally got you your status in the case corrected from like a case party to defendant, because Chile, of course, had not put anybody in the case properly except for Clement and Peter. And so when I was trying to respond electronically, I was not able to. And the clerk's just like, yeah, of course you're not able to. You're not a defendant. You're a case party actor, I think was what it was. And I said, oh, can you change me to defendant? I spent hours on that. That was my Friday live stream. And then turns out they just put everybody as a defendant instead of just me, which I only wanted me. So you didn't know. Now you know. He still has to serve you, so I have accepted the service. I have done him a favor. I put in the work for him. I did the work for him. But it's fine. Abby, I wish I knew. I also miss seeing her in As Cormac also defended. She pulled him up during the hearing. No. I hear good things about the new studio. I haven't seen it, though. I'm excited about it. I'll pop in on a different stream and harass everybody. But yes. No. Yeah, that was just a stream about me harassing my dog. Dim the lights until creepypastas. There once was a man from Nantucket. Don't Penny stop. Ooh, a webcam. Let me just go in front of it. All right, Your Honor. Yeah, so it's fine. Bert Corman is my attorney. I'm here to represent the defendant. I'll be filing on his behalf. Oh, John, that's okay. That's good to hear. She hasn't sent me a TikTok. Any ghost things coming? Oh, it's getting to be ghost weather. Here's what I want to do. First of all, there's some stuff in Oregon that I want to go film. Not necessarily ghost related, but it might become okay. I'll tell you about it. Hopefully this summer I get to do some stuff that I've been delaying because things are crazy. We will see. We'll see. Hitchpot, we'll get to that. But I've been putting together scripts. We're changing the direction of this channel. I don't want to. I think it's for the best. I have some scripts on a person that I really want to release in video form. I'll find a way to put it out there. I'll find someone else to take it, or I'll just destroy it. Who knows? I don't know. But one of the things I want to do is go over like strange mysteries that haven't been solved and really do some digging into it. And I have a few good ones. There's the solder fire that I'm still working on putting together fully. I have most of the information I just need to put together fully. That one's house caught on fire in 40s, I think. And there were 11 people in the house. A few of them didn't make it out. Their bodies were never found. And there is reason to believe that they may have been abducted and then the house was on fire to cover it up. It is fascinating. Cheap skeptic. Go drink water. The Mad Trapper. Comment after the stream's over. Comment interesting unsolved mysteries that you want me to take a look at. I don't know that I'll get to them, but I definitely want to hear what you want me to check out. Hopefully somewhere in my area, but if not, that doesn't matter. But there's a Vashon Island in, I think, 1947. There was an incident that was the reason the term flying saucer was coined. I really want to get into that because that has some pretty fun things. I'm like a third of the way into even beginning to research it. There's H.H. Holmes and how he's not actually the person so H.H. Holmes, if you don't know about H.H. Holmes, he built the Murder Castle, the Murder Hotel in Chicago during the Chicago World's Fair and supposedly killed like hundreds of people. Just a monster, one of the most monstrous men in American history. But, Linda, thank you so much. It will read it out loud. I will let it do that because I'll remember that it actually does that. But the thing is, with all his murders, turns out I was doing some research into this because I'm like, what a topic. I've always wanted to look into H.H. Holmes because of just the things he's done. As I'm looking into this, it turns out most of the things that people claim he's done are not verified. And then I'm digging deeper, and I find this book that's basically just proving how he's not what everyone claims. He's just going to read it? I'm going to start reading. It's going to read over me. I'm going to get confused. It says, always a pleasure, Blue. Nice to see you as always. Thank you so much, Linda. Anyway, so H.H. Holmes, he was a smart guy, scam artist, loved scamming people. And basically everything that he did was more or less part of a scam, it would seem. And some of the scams appeared to look like other things, and then the newspapers took it and just like made things up. It was the origin of yellow journalism, I think, and they just straight up just made things up. And then those made up things are more exciting than the reality of it, and so those were what got cited. So it's just like, oh man, I guess the video will be about how, no, he's not this evil monster. He's a bad dude. He may have killed a couple people, but he's not the monster that killed hundreds. So, wasn't he the basis for Sweeney Todd? I don't think. I think Sweeney Todd, the story of Sweeney Todd came before him. The basis for Sweeney Todd, I looked this up once. It was not him, but there are a lot of similarities in the stories, the fictitious stories. The actual, like the claims are nuts, just truly super fascinating things. The newspaper articles about it, amazing to read. But the reality is just like, oh yeah, these are made up, and here's how and why. Which I think that'd make a great video as well. I don't think he's really talked about in that regard nearly enough, based on the things I've recently learned about him. Me plus E equals H.H. Holmes. That's right, Team Skeptic. Team Skeptic, when are we going to collaborate again? We'll get nothing done, per usual. Here's the problem, is exactly that. We just get nothing done. Which, it's a mess. I love it. We don't have to. We don't have to. But you're inebriated, and now's my opportunity. You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. When I have time to do it, sometime never, the Winchester Mystery House, that is a fun one. It's been covered so much, though. I would love to go check it out, or do a video about it. It's been covered so much that there are other things I want to focus on. I have dog hair all over my face. There's one from, I want to say Brazil. It's the lead masks of Vintero. Could be wrong. That one's fun. I basically have the script for that one done. And there's another one that's sort of South America-ish, which was 50s to 70s? It was 60s. I think it was 60s. Maybe like 68. That might be confusing with the lead mask one. Basically, if you've seen the Road to El Dorado, like Tulio and Miguel, they go and they scam the Mayans, Aztecs, Incans, whoever they were. Mayans? I don't remember. And they're like, oh, we're gods. Give us your money. Like, these people basically did that. Except they went, we're gods. Let's do drugs a bunch and let us have sex with you. And then that happened for a bit, and people were like, wait a second. This tribe of people that were very separated from the thing. I went, wait a second. I'm not sure I believe these people. They went, fear not, we have reason to convince you. And they went out and they found a woman to pretend to be a goddess. No, they weren't claiming they were gods. They were claiming they were they're on behalf of gods. I don't remember. Everyone was on drugs. They brought this lady, but the lady was also should have been in a psychiatric facility. She was crazy. They gave her drugs, and then she started to believe that she was this goddess. And it was like, now we gotta start eating each other. Then drink your blood. I'm that kind of person. You guys made a mistake. You can't stop this, because they'll stop you, because they think I'm a goddess. So if you realize that you messed up, the two scammers, you can't. There's no out for you. And it ended in a firefight with the police once, a kid stumbled upon a human sacrifice ceremony, if I remember correctly. It's a great story. It's going to be a fun time. I just saw. I think those stupid brothers ruined the island. I assume we were talking about Oak Island. God, I knew the story of Oak Island. I mean, the problem is, Oak Island was already super messed up. There's not much that these guys can do that isn't going to mess it up worse. Oh, yep. Andre's saying, check out Oak Island. There is something I want to do in Canada. There was a ghost ship. A ship crashed. There are a few things up there in Vancouver area, I think. A ship crashed. I don't remember when. 1900s? Early 1900s? 1901, 4, something. And a lifeboat was allegedly found in a cave. With skeletons in it. It had washed up over a rock into a cave and was discovered. And it was skeletons. So in a lifeboat, horrible disaster. Parts of the ship, I believe, are still there. But the person who saw the skeletons left and like told somebody, and they came back and they were gone. And so I really like to go exploring some of the caves on the coast over there. I don't know. Mothman. Oh, Mothman has a fun thing as well. Uh, Devil in the White City. That might be the. Is it Devil in the White City? Because I know that is a very popular book about him. The one I'm reading might have been a different one that I don't remember. It's fine. As far as the Finding the Dead Bodies thing, yes, we're absolutely going to just redo the shooting for that, because that was like 2 years ago that I shot the first part of the episode. So now I'm older and fatter, and it would just be very jarring to be like, what? So yeah, we're gonna reshoot all of that, which is great because now I know where not to look. Because I already looked. We're gonna try finding them again. Are we gonna find bodies? Probably not, but it's gonna be a fun thing. What if we do? What if it happens? Who knows? Pasadena Ritual House. What? Oh, Ghost Adventures. I used to really enjoy Ghost Adventures, just because it was such a weird format, like it's just a very different format, um, but also a lot of their experts are garbage. They rely pretty heavily on the Warrens, who were known scammers, and their I'd like to go to their museum in Vegas, except probably not, because there's nothing that really draws me to. Although I think they might have something from some serial killers. So I'd probably go for that, but not for like the Haunted Annabelle doll, because the Haunted Annabelle doll is it's a scam. It's to sell books. At least that's what the evidence indicates. I could be wrong about it. I might be wrong about it. I'm not saying ghosts aren't real. I am not yet convinced. I would like to believe. I would like to be convinced. I have not yet been convinced. But I'd like to be. That makes sense. D.B. Cooper. Oh, that's definitely one I want to look into, because it's near me. Have I ever looked into the supposedly very haunted Gettysburg, like the battlefield? Catgirl, yes, I've been to Gettysburg. I've done a little bit of ghost hunting in Gettysburg when I was a kid. I'd love to go back. Get permission to go at night. Some dude, thanks so much, says the Philadelphia Experiment. That is a very fun one. It is not real, but it's such a good story. There was a movie I saw on like Amazon Video Prime something, or Netflix. I don't know. It referenced the Philadelphia Experiment, and like the first half of the movie is great. The second half was just like, where did this go? You guys went weird. Mothman is just a sandhill crane that migrated too far north. What you can look into is the monster with 21 faces. I've heard the crane thing, yes. I also heard very large owl. Thank you, Hitchpot. Monster with 21 faces. That sounds very familiar. Definitely remind me of that, people, at some point. Oh, disembodied feet washing up on the British Columbia coast. Not sure if any have landed lately. I remember seeing that. Yeah, that's because they're in shoes. And so if someone dies and they're in the ocean, the fish will get to the rest of their body pretty easily. You don't get to the feet very easily when they're in the shoe. And shoes sometimes float. They drift in the currents. They wash up on shore. It is funny that they're all, I mean, it's not funny. It's interesting they're all washing up at the same place. But I believe the explanation is that fish can't get into shoes too well. Some old dude, thank you so much, says the fate of Anastasia. That is a fun thing. I could definitely look into that. Low Speed Belly Drag, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Says, loving this more intimate stream. Can I get an ooh-woo? Ooh-woo. It is fun. Yeah, I'm just laying here, sitting down. I don't think it was the 1984 Philadelphia Experiment movie. I don't think the movie itself that I watched was about the Philadelphia Experiment experience. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, to the Philadelphia Experiment experience. That would be horrifying if you know about the story. No, they referenced it. It might have been a movie about an investigation to the Dyatlov Pass, and then they used that as an explanation, and then it just got really weird from there. Like just weird from there. But like up until the turning point, 3/4 of the way through the movie, it was very fun. Dyatlov Pass. That sounds right. Fate of the Amber Room. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Amber Room. Like, yes. Some old dude. Do you also watch Expedition Unknown? I love that show. I want that show. I want to have my own that show. 100%. 100%. I would like that to be me. I don't think it ever will. I'd like to be on the show at the very least. I just don't have a thing. I'll tell you what. Here's what I will do. If I find a body doing the whole Green River Killer thing, I'm calling Josh Gates. Heck, I might call Josh Gates and be like, "Do you guys? I have all the research. Here's my map. Do you guys want to do an episode on this?" Maybe. All right, Amber Room. Amber Room was this incredibly opulent room, like a palatial room, I believe made of like amber and gold. Just everything was decorated. It was, I think, at the time, if not still, it was or is the most expensive room to ever have existed or exist still or something. A lot of money. Very, very expensive. It was, I believe, disassembled and moved in World War II to prevent the Nazis from getting to it. Because the Nazis were kind of just like, yoink, yoink. You know, we're destroying this place anyway. Might as well take the good stuff out, then destroy it. And yoink. Traditionally, this isn't terribly uncommon during times of war. Not saying the Nazis weren't bad. They were bad people. But I do appreciate that they were at least rescuing some things. They did not rescue everything. And there's a movie called Monuments Men that is very fun, sort of about preserving art and artifacts in World War II. But my understanding is the Amber Room was disassembled and moved, and nobody knows where it is anymore. Someone probably knows, but no one's saying. So it's just significant value that just disappeared. There is a recreation of the Amber Room. They did recreate it, so you can go into like it, not the real thing, but what it would have been. But it's just a really interesting story of like, where the hell did it go? Someone said Expedition X. Expedition X is very fun. Before Expedition Unknown, there was a show that Josh Gates had called Destination Truth, which was a great show. I loved that show. And it was very much more based on supernatural phenomenon than it was Expedition Unknown, which is more sort of down-to-earth stuff. Still very fun. But Expedition X, I believe, is two people that sort of, they aren't Josh, but they work under Josh, and they'll communicate with him, and they do their own thing. And it's very much like a modern X-Files, where like one person is a skeptic and one person is not. And it's fun. It feels a little too scripted for me, just the way they present things. Not because it is scripted, I don't know if it is, but it's just the presentation gives me that vibe that there's producers being like, all right, now say this, now say this. And maybe what they're saying is absolutely true, but I do like Expedition X. Don't get me wrong, I do very much like it. But I prefer Expedition Unknown. BG disagrees. Which is fine. I think the subject matter of Expedition X is definitely a very nice return to the Destination Truth stuff. I just prefer Josh as a presenter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. Devil's Tracks. Hoofprints in the Snow in England one winter. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Definitely send these to me, guys. Definitely. Fatal Little Bastard. What? There's probably a train car just of the Amber Room, just stored in a cave somewhere. Dazzle Camouflage is so cool. I think that was part of the legit Philadelphia experiment. Dazzle Camouflage is really nifty. The way it works, it's like, oh, you're going to see us. You're just not going to be able to range us because you don't know how far away we are. You know we're there. You do not know where we are within the space that you see us. If that makes sense. SS Kamloops. That sounds very familiar. Hold on. SS Kamloops. That's not the one I'm talking about, is it? That might be the exact one I was talking about. You might have me there. No, because that was Superior. No, that was Superior. I've heard SS Kamloops. Look, if I'm there, if I'm in a place where there's a mystery and you guys want to go out and do something about it, I'm in. Also, Hitchbot says, just remember, you find a body as a murdered victim that should be treated with respect. That's a very good call. I'm not going to. What was his name? He was in the Suicide Force in Japan. He's like, a body, like, which I get, like, nervous chuckle, but oh boy, was that perceived very poorly. I would love to go to the suicide. I wouldn't actually. I would be terrified to go to the Suicide Forest. Um, it appeals to me in a very sort of dark way, if that makes sense. Uh, just because of the odds of just finding something horrific and devastating. Uh, it's like going to a horror movie, but you get to live it. And I don't think that's a valid justification for going. I definitely wouldn't document it. If I'm not going to document it, uh, I don't. I don't know. I think, in the sense of documentation, it's not that I want to find these. It was more like I would like to make an episode of it just as like a suicide awareness kind of a thing. I just think it would be very inappropriate. Uh, and then to go there on my own, I don't think it is any more appropriate. Uh, because why am I going? To find a body? I mean, if it's like someone who died 60 years ago and you're trying to bring closure to a situation, yeah, great. But to find someone who hanged themselves in a forest a week ago, no, I don't feel like I can personally justify that. It appeals to me, but I don't think I can justify it. I don't agree with my brain is telling me, because my brain is saying scary horror movie, but real life. And then the rest of me is like, these are real human beings, though. This is not, buddy, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Now, would I volunteer to be on a search mission to find people? Yes. Because I feel like that would be doing good. But personal motivation, sort of selfish reasons, I can't. And I want you to know that I want to. Full transparency. I just think that it's wrong for me to want to. Old dude, you are being so generous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I should do Mary Celeste, or the Marie Celeste, the ghost ship. That is fun. Yes. Oh, ghost ships would be a lot of fun. North Carolina, the Devil's Tramping Ground. Oh. Gordon Light? Logan Paul, that's the one. Beast of Gevadan? Oh, there's Werewolf of Bedburg is one of the ones I have a script on. That one's interesting. Where a guy was tortured and killed after being convicted of being a werewolf in Germany in 1500s. There's also Catherine Moisson. Is that it? She was a witch, 1800s, 1700s. It's about the affairs of the poisons. Basically, her husband was like a jeweler or something. Wasn't doing so hot financially, so she became a fortune teller because she was pretty good at the old gift of gab, I guess, and reading palms and palmistry and whatever. And then it escalated from there to other things. It's like casting, like doing spells. And then Black Masses, which is basically Catholic Mass, but to the devil. And then from there it went to distributing poison to people. And one of her confidants, I suppose, was one of the women that was getting it on with the King of France at the time, King Louis the 15th. And there was a plot potentially to poison the king. It was a whole thing. There were a lot of people in very high positions that were being poisoned or doing the poisoning. And she was sort of the center of it all. And the stories about it are nuts. Just nuts. It's a very good thing. Effing lawyer, yeah, that basically feels right. Jersey Devil. Oh, Jersey Devil's a good one. I have a book. I have a book from when I was a kid. I just want to go through it and be like, this page. I'm going to go check it out and see how wrong it actually is. Let's see. Green Children of Woolpit. I know of that one. That one's been explained, I think, as like a nutrient deficiency, and they were speaking Welsh or something. I remember it was Welsh. I feel like Game Theory. Matt has a fun reaction to people searching for Bigfoot on TV, but hey, that's just a theory. A Game Theory. His stuff is fun. I really like his investigation, like his how much he puts into it. I love that. Yeah, torture and kill for being a werewolf. Well, it wasn't just for being a werewolf. It was also for being a serial killer, and many other very heinous crimes. There was some stuff. Oh boy, out in Illinois, most haunted state in the United States. Ooh, I do like that. Oh man, what was it? Was it Eastern State Penitentiary? It's the one in Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia. It's like one of the most haunted penitentiaries in the country. It's a fun trip. If you haven't gone. Very interesting history of like how it was the first penitentiary. Only says I would totally watch Blue House new Unsolved Mystery series. I'm in. I am in. Right? Victor B says, "Are you getting a lawyer yet, or ready to get punked?" Neither of those things. I haven't been punked yet. So not by Joey. Some old dude, thanks so much. Says feral children of various cultures. I mean that does fascinate me. It's like a child just out of the woods, just feral. What? How? I think that's just what we're doing this stream now. It's just this. I'm in. Oh, Kathy says one of my great grandmothers was burned as a witch. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, speaking of that, the thing I was saying about Oregon, there was a story I came across in Oregon where a witch cursed a town to burn down 3 times, and the story is actually really fascinating. Also, the story that is often told is completely wrong, and so I was looking into this, going, "This is so like the claim is amazing. The explanation of why it's not true is a lot of fun. The reality of the story, also nuts, but it gives me an excuse to see some other things in the area that are pretty neat, which I would like. I'm thinking about doing like a little trip to Oregon to pop by these places, get a bunch of filming done over the course of a weekend or so, and then make it into a few videos. Maybe. Just found a body in Spokane they thought was a murder victim. Turned out to be Native American. Oh, I mean, at least it wasn't a murder victim. I don't know. There was a show, not sure. There was a channel. They went to the suicide forest. They do a lot of trespassing. It was a very fun show. It sort of became the same thing over and over again. If I saw it, I'd probably know it. But there was a video where they went to the catacombs in one of the unauthorized illegal entrances, and then they allegedly got left by the tour guide as a joke. So they're like deep in there in these uncharted tunnels, and then the tour guide just disappears, and they're like the struggle with them getting out. It might be fake. It all might be fake, but they play it very, very well. It's sort of like it appeals to me for the same reason I really enjoyed the Blair Witch Project. A lot of people are like, it wasn't that scary. There wasn't that much going on. It's like, that's how I feel about Children of the Corn. But the acting, the idea, I love a good found footage movie. A good, not a bad, a good. Because I liked, as a kid, watching these ghost hunting shows where people were carrying the cameras and reacting and interacting very naturally, and then things are happening. I really like that format. And so Blair Witch Project, the original, I think I saw the second one. I was just like, okay. But the first one, it does all of that, and it does it very well. I love that movie. It's not the best movie, but I really enjoy it. There's a lot about it that I'm like, this is kind of my vibe when it comes to horror movies, for whatever reason. But it's Blair Witch made you car sick. Yeah, a lot of shaky cameras. I'll explain what my favorite thing is about it in just a second. But this thing where they're in the catacombs, it felt very much like that, and it felt real. It may have not been real. It probably wasn't, but it felt very good. And I started watching the channel, sort of like chasing the high of that one video. There were a couple that came kind of close, but nothing came that close. I've been to the catacombs in Paris. So cool. I would love to go into the unauthorized entrance and do the exploring. Approved by the government with an actual guide who's not going to leave me behind. I would love to do that. Urban exploring is incredible. Back in when I was a teenager, a young adult, I may have. I'm not saying I have permission, but I may have done some urban exploring, and I love it. For those of you in Rochester, New York, if Goldfish is still here, the subway tunnel, the abandoned subway tunnel, might have popped in there once. I'm just saying. I don't know if you still can access it. Probably. Yeah, you should. As above, yes, below. As above, so below. John Coyote. Love that movie. Love it. Appeals to me. There's so much about it. I'm just like, this is so good. So good. Oh yeah, Logan being put in the WWE. Dorothy Killigan. Or Kilgallen? I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of that one, I don't think. And also, yeah, this thing about how all witches can be bad, that's ridiculous. Not all witches are bad. There are bad witches, there are good witches. The witches I've met have always been good witches. Like, I don't think I've ever met a bad witch. I had a very good friend in the army who was a witch. I actually went on a witch hunt. I don't know if you guys have heard the story of one of the investigators in the investigations unit, MPI. He grew up, he's Korean, and he has a very traditional Korean mother. And if you know things about Koreans, you may know that it would appear, and this is coming from him, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not Korean. I've never been to Korea. Would have loved to, but never went. Koreans are very superstitious. And so he got this case. And the case was, among other things, animal abuse in order to facilitate witchcraft. Basically, there was an inappropriate relation between a specialist for low ranking and a very high rank, or not very, but a much higher ranking sergeant, staff sergeant first class, something like that. And the sergeant was like, "Wait a second, I outrank you too much. This is inappropriate. I'm done." Dumped her. She was very upset about it. She broke into his home, had caught and killed a rabbit, and then used bits and pieces of that to create a hex bag, basically, and put it under the couch. And it was to get this sergeant to love her again. And at the time, I did have a very good friend who was a Wiccan, and so I better believe I use him as a resource. Be like, hey, can you explain this? He goes, "Oh, that's a love spell." Oh, cool. So this was not my case, but the Korean investigator, he's American, but Korean heritage. He was like, "I need somebody with me. I don't like this case at all. I'm not scared per se, but I need another body to go with me." Because essentially this specialist was not showing up. When you are a soldier and you are asked to show up to the police station, you have to. We don't have to come get you. The unit is required to bring them to you, which is really convenient. And so we're talking to the unit like, "Hey, you got to bring her." And then the unit's like, "Oh, well, her attorney says no. Like, let's talk to the attorney." Like, "Oh, the attorney's in Hawaii and won't answer their phone." I went, "Yeah, no, the attorney's wrong. You are required to bring them here." "Okay, great, we're coming to you." And so we just came to the unit to locate her. Basically, it was an actual witch hunt. It counts. And then we hid scary books about witchcraft in that investigator's desk, so that when he opened his drawers, let me tell you, good times. Good times. Samuel Oldu, thanks so much again, by the way. It says, "Greatest Hollywood mystery. Why did M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong become such a lousy storyteller after starting out so well?" I think he got lucky once, then everyone held him to that standard. I think that's what happened. I don't know much about it. Paul, thanks so much, says, "Have a look at the channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine." I'm going to Google it. It's getting Googled right now. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Here's what we should do. I should just convince all of you to fund me traveling throughout the country. Is that fair? No. No, it's not. Do I want that? Yes. Is it reasonable for me to ask for that? No. Do I expect it? No. Starlight says, still can't believe how many people thought Blair Witch was real. They advertised it as real. That was part of their thing. There was kind of a big fuss about it. Oh, the thing I love about Blair Witch, getting back to that, is the producers, the crew would just harass these actors to upset them. And so they would just, while they're sleeping out in tents, the crew would just come to the tents and start shaking it and keep them from getting sleep and just make noises at night and really sort of get them ramped up emotionally. So there are emotions in that film that the actors are presenting that are not entirely acting. It is based on some reality. They know that this isn't real, but they were given an opportunity to channel real emotions. I'll say that. And I love that fact. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, unless everyone agreed to it, in which case I have no problem with it. But it's just so funny to me. But anyway, good to have you here, 98HKG. But anyway. Let me just... Dan, is that you? Is that the Dan? Dan? You guys know what I'm talking about? Is that Dan? Is that you? Hi, Dan. I don't know if we've ever communicated before. This isn't... I'm not thinking of a different Dan. Different Clement, am I? Hi. I hope you, if you are the person, I hope you enjoyed my filing. There's some stuff in it for you. Don't know you. Don't know much about you. But good to see you. Correlation between economic downturns and witch hunts. Interesting. You're kind of interesting. Samaldo, thank you so much. Says, hey, all of Chili's fans fund him for traveling over the country, so why not? Why not, indeed? I'll fund myself first, then we'll see if we can get funding from elsewhere. It's not playing, is it? I don't know if it played. I didn't have audio come through my thing. No, it definitely didn't play audio. All right, well, anyway. Our Lord and Savior, Taser Daddy, P. Barnes. Yeah, it turns out I'm just giving everybody terrible renditions. That's fine. How's it going, Bob? Anyhow, anyway. I think I'm going to end this here. I went on for much longer than I thought, but we were having such a good time. Why wouldn't I? It's always wonderful to have you guys here on a Wednesday. On a just a random Wednesday. Yeah, just out of the blue. It's good to have you here. Thank you. Not sure why you showed up. Just to listen to me go over this and ramble about things, but people at the Blair Witch Project were arrested at the MTV Movie Awards? Oh. I mean, it's the MTV Movie Awards. I kind of expect everybody in there to be in sort of an arresting... Well, okay, here's the... I don't know how to justify this, because I don't know that much about MTV. In my brain, MTV is sort of the alt culture. And so I just anticipate that kind of thing from people who go to the MTV Movie Awards. Am I wrong for that? Probably. It's not. I don't think it's based on anything factual. But that's just how my brain works. Thank you, Paul. Says you're welcome here in Scotland. I'd love to go to Scotland. Never been. Been to Ireland. Love to go back. But I'd love to. I probably want to hit up Scotland first because I haven't been. I digress. All right. I'm gonna keep it up. I need to watch the start. That is fair, and I apologize. It's not your voice, but put on an album of me singing. We pay for it. I have to take the time to do it. It's the problem. Oh, I did tell someone that I was going to sing a thing from Disney. 3 lines. 3 lines. All right. Of who I'm afraid I've been thinking. A dangerous pastime I know. And that's it. That's all. That's what I said I would do. So, with that out of the way, I'm getting out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your generosity. You folks, wonderful, as always. I don't know why you do it. I don't know how you do it. I always appreciate that you do it. And I intend to keep doing it myself. I know that I'm not really doing too much with the videos these days, mostly just live streams because I'm a bit of a busy guy. But I plan to. I plan to do videos again. It's just lawsuits, work, class, live my life. So, I think that's it. I think it covers everything. We'll come back. I'll come back. Don't worry. I'll come back to more-ish normal, we hope. Erica, what? 2 hours. 2 hours. Anyway. Also, yes, leave the mysteries in the comments after. I'll go check them out. Maybe. Some of them. If I want to. Maybe I won't. You don't know. You don't know me. You don't know what I'll do. Who are you to live my life? Oh, man. That's horrifying. It helps when my back's against the wall. Hold on. Let me try to tap that. Not as good, but it's still there. All right. Anyway. I'm out of here. Hopefully I'll see you on Friday as well. If not, at least you got this one, and we'll do more in the future. Hashtag we're outlets strong. That's right. All right, folks. Until the next time, as per usual, be good, stay safe.